Happy Halloween and welcome to the 85 Grave Show. Let's see, what to pick? Not only is tonight Halloween, but it's also a full blue moon. Oh, perfect. Yes. Let's dig our claws into this 1981 classic, American Werewolf in London. Come along with us to the United Kingdom, where we visited the Moors, East Proctor, and the Slaughtered Lamb. Stay tuned as we get a studio visit and interview from the werewolf himself, David Naughton. Then we wrap up this perfect Halloween night with our in-studio discussion.
Blue moon, you saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. Blue moon, you knew just what I was there for. You hear me saying a prayer for someone I really could care for. And they suddenly appear before me, the only one my arms would ever hold. I hear somebody whisper, please adore me. And when I look, the moon has turned to gold. Blue moon, now I'm no longer alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. Blue moon, now I'm no longer alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own.
Here's the road that they come down, the very opening scene. You can see the mountains. They frame up with the original shot. They pull up and they park right here. The East Proctor sign was a prop, obviously. It's very cold still, very windy. Actually got some snow here right now. The movie was filmed in the same month. It was filmed in January of 1980. So it was filmed 40 years ago. It was released in 81. So here's the road that they were, shows them hiking down. Over here you can tell by the mountain.
I think Debbie Klein's a mediocre person with a good body.
There's nothing mediocre about Debbie Klein's body.
She's a jerk.
Here's the road again where they were backpacking down, trying to tell the knock-knock joke. It's very cold, very windy. You can see that castle top looking thing down there. I don't know how long they've had all of this, all these on new farms and stuff. They probably didn't exist, but they look very old. So this is the opening scene when it shows them walking down the hill.
Okay, well, what do you say? We go in for a little food, huh? Drink, rest.
The slaughtered lamb.
That's kind of strange.
Where's the lamb?
Okay, this is the road that Jack and David walked down as they approached the slaughtered lamb. It's very dark. We're trying to light it with a flashlight. You can see that phone booth. It was in the film, but it was covered with some kind of moss blanket or something. And they walk up right here. Now the slaughtered lamb sign was obviously a prop. It was right over this blue door. You can see the pattern on the door, and you can see it changes when they walk inside the pub. On the inside of it, the door pattern is different. I don't want to shine the light on here too long because people might live in there. Then when they get kicked out, they head this way. I hear a lamb.
Yeah.
Check out the cemetery.
No, really. What kind of ad is that for a pub?
I don't know. Would you rather the Hilton?
Would you rather the Hilton? Okay, so now we're at the Black Swan in Surrey, England. This is where the actual interior shots were done for the slaughtered lamb. The ones we did earlier were just the exterior down in Wales, or up in Wales, I think it was north. So inside here is where all the actual, the dart thrower, the candle on the wall, the pentagram on the wall, all that stuff, that's right in here. So let's go to inside and take a look.
All right. But whatever happens, it's your fault. Right.
All right, come on.
Look at that.
Yeah, what about it?
It's a 5-pointed star.
Well, maybe the owners are from Texas.
Where they cut this window out in the wall is right about where the pentagram and the candles were. Here's the bar and back where they were playing darts. So the floor here is still the same. You can see this fireplace in the shots. Over here is where they had the dartboard. This obviously the table where they were sitting. It was a booth. Right here is where the candles and the pentagram were. The inside of the door pattern matches up exactly, so it's definitely the original door.
That wall a little bit. So that used to be a walkway through into the restaurant.
Yeah.
And then obviously they've completely redone like the whole of the paintings.
The door is exactly the same.
Door's exactly the same, floor's exactly the same. I think.
Fireplace is the same.
Yeah. The bar top is exactly the same.
Yes.
Listen.
But other than that, it's pretty much changed. Like, I had no clue whatsoever that it was even filmed here until I was actually told.
Yeah?
But
It's way different.
yeah, way different. But the door just gives it away.
Do you have any pictures of what you did at Halloween?
It's on our Facebook. Let me just go put this down. And
Okay.
Not on our Facebook. I don't
No?
know where they've gone. They were put up,
Yeah.
but they look like they've been deleted. But
Ah, shoot.
they weren't like crazy good. Like, they weren't like professional. But you know, we tried.
I mean, the photos or the decoration?
The decorations.
But still, like,
Yeah,
that's so cool, man.
The thought was there. I don't know, how was it dressed up?
Like Popper in the movie.
Yeah.
Just like a movie, yeah?
As in, like, we had some pictures on here and stuff like that, and then we actually screened American Werewolf in London.
Yeah.
Are you serious? Wow, man. And do you guys do it every Halloween or just this last one?
We'll do it again because it was success.
Yeah, it was a good success.
Oh my God. All right.
I didn't dress up. So we got our next trip.
I was like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna come
I
back
was-
and
I
wear-
was out for Halloween.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, it seemed like it was quite a success.
yeah, it was really good. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. That's cool that you guys even care, you know, about it.
100%. We get a lot of fans coming in here, and you know, they like to sit on that table.
Yeah, yeah. Did you notice that's where we went, like
That
straight to
table
it?
specifically. Yeah, no, we have a lot of fun here, don't we? I was just telling him about the mechanical wolf that those Chinese people brought in. So a lot of people come in here and they just kind of walk around expecting it to look the same, but it actually doesn't. But yeah, no, we're probably going to do another screening next year.
On Halloween?
Yeah,
Okay.
of the film, and we're probably going to do it a lot better this time as well, because obviously it's trial and error.
Yeah.
So, but it was a success, so I feel like people will come again. My mum loves American Werewolf in London. She's a big fan of that film as well, because it's what Michael Jackson, after it was aired, is what got Michael Jackson to then
To do the Thriller?
do Thriller.
Really?
Yeah, after that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no. So the the director of that then became really famous with Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
and then because they used the stop-start filming for the hair to grow
Yeah.
and claws and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he was used in that.
I didn't even know that, and I'm supposed to be like an expert in this stuff.
You should meet my mum.
Yeah?
Yeah, no,
Will she be here on Halloween?
yeah, she probably will be.
I think I'm gonna come back for Halloween.
Yeah,
Like,
you
I think
should
I have
do.
to.
You should do. It'll be
How
good.
how long before how long do you take to decorate? Like a few days?
Yeah, I think we start the day before.
Day before?
Yeah, and then we just do like little bits, and then we'll close the bar off. Like I think what we did this year, we closed the restaurant for like 3 hours during the day, and then we just like did the finishing touches.
Maybe I'll come and I can help.
Yeah,
Because I know where it all would be.
Yeah, if you've got your own decorations and stuff.
I'll bring whatever. Yeah, that'll be cool. So okay,
Yeah, no, so that was really fun.
that's awesome.
But I think we may do like events during. I might put this in the suggestion box as well, like to do like an event for it as well, not just Halloween, but like actually do an event for it as well.
That's cool.
Because obviously it is a very famous pub.
Yeah.
Not many people know that it was filmed here, but you know, we get a lot of fans in here.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
All right.
Beware the moon?
Yeah, I know, Jack. Come on, I'm freezing.
Where the hell are we going?
Anywhere. I just want to get away from the slaughtered lamb.
Oh, where to now, Kessler? Duck's breath?
Okay, look, I'm sorry. I'm sure we'll find something else.
Right here is where they walk down the road, heading towards the moors after getting kicked out of the slaughtered lamb. The Angel of Death statue was a prop they brought in just to make the graveyard look scarier.
Oh, I see. And they were too embarrassed to talk about it because they just felt so silly.
Yeah, it has to be. Even though this road looks the same for like 100 miles. But it would have been in between that town and the other part. So this would be perfect for that.
saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own. Blue moon, you knew just what I was there for. You hear me saying a prayer for someone I really could care for, and they suddenly appear before me, the only one my arms would ever hold. I hear somebody whisper, please adore me, and when I look, the moon has turned to gold. Blue moon, now I'm no longer alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of my own.
Come on, where? Anywhere. I think we should just keep moving.
Okay, we're here with David Naughton. Is that how you pronounce your last name?
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Great. He's a man who needs no introduction, the star of American Werewolf in London, Body Bags. I'm just going to name the ones I know and that I like the most. Body Bags, Ice Cream Man. I know it's not quite your favorite.
Who doesn't like ice cream?
Then Seinfeld, of course. So, guys, thanks a lot for being here.
Sure.
You're actually the first live interview we've ever done. We've had the show for a couple years, but...
Oh, how exciting.
Yeah. You're gonna, starting with a bang.
Good deal.
Yeah. So you started out, you were actually you actually put out a jazz, or not jazz, a disco single. It's called Making It.
Yes, I did.
Was this while you were working for Dr. Pepper, or?
Let's see. Yeah, I was under contract for Dr. Pepper, but it wouldn't take up more than a few weeks when we would shoot those commercials. So I was certainly able to do other things, and so along came this television series called Making It, which was a disco-themed ABC sitcom based on the movie Saturday Night Fever. And so while I was shooting that series, I got a chance to talk to him about the theme song and say, hey, I'd love to get an opportunity to try to record it. Talked myself into it. We recorded this song over a Thanksgiving weekend I'll never forget, and it was released as a single and went to number 5 in the top 40.
I saw that. I saw top 10. They should say top 5.
That's right, they should, whoever they are. But yeah, it was so fun. I was getting Billboard magazine and saying, look, Making It's climbing up the charts. There was no stopping it. So it was one of those catchy little tunes.
Yeah, I listened to it, and that was the only music release you've ever done.
Yeah, it was. This was like an opportunity to sing the title song for the show, which we were hoping was going to be, quite a successful series. Unfortunately, the series didn't make it, but the song could not be stopped. And as I said, it was on an RSO label, which was the Robert Stigwood organization, who had the Bee Gees. When they broke up, we were sort of collateral damage in terms of we were without a label when Stigwood disbanded the label, and Making It didn't have a home. But nevertheless, the song did stay on the charts for quite some time, and it was quite a lot of fun. I found myself on American Bandstand. And
I watched that interview with Dick Clark, and that was my favorite part. He asked, he's like, well, what do you want to do next? And you're like, well, I'd like to do more films, And
right.
then this was only, a couple of years before you did American Werewolf in London. Well, first you did the Disney one.
Yeah, Werewolf came in '81, so it was very, pretty soon after Making It was on the charts.
Okay, so it was released in '81, correct? So did you guys film in '80 or '81?
Shoot Werewolf?
American Werewolf, yeah.
Yeah, it was the fall of 1980 we were doing the makeup. We actually started shooting in February of 1981, and it came out that August. It was that quick,
yeah.
Believe it or not.
I was actually in Wales in February. I went through all the locations, so it was actually February. So I remember when we were filming out there, I was thinking, wow, these guys were freezing their ass off out here.
Yeah, England is not centrally heated either. Even when you're going interior to buildings, it's like still damp and cold. You really, bone chilling is a good word to describe it.
When you guys were filming down in Wales, in Crickedarn,
Where did you guys stay? Did you have production trailers or?
No, there was some, little hotel, not, we'll call it a 2-star somewhere nearby.
I believe I stayed in this place.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of opportunities, and we weren't going to commute back and forth to London. There wasn't a big long, a 2-day maybe, 2-day on location shoot. And then we were back in London where we were based, so it wasn't so terrible.
Wow. The exterior of the slaughtered lamb in Crickadarn, was there actually people living in it at the time?
No, it was just an abandoned outbuilding on a farm, certainly not used for a pub. We had great production design and set dressing to make it look like the exterior of a creepy little country pub, but it was actually just an abandoned outbuilding.
There's people living there now.
I know, what do you know?
Yeah.
You must get Americans coming by all the time going, do you mind if we take a photo?
It's got to be pretty difficult because I had to rent a car at London and drive to Wales. And we're not used to driving those cars.
No, I know it. That's always a challenge. I did the same.
It was tough. Yeah, it was very tough.
Yeah, especially when you come into those roundabouts and you got to remember which way to turn.
Yes. Oh, God, yeah, the roundabouts, of course. And then, I could go on for hours about the...
No, the challenges of
UK
driving on the
traffic.
other side of the road are you just got to be careful. Yeah.
So I spent 2 days in Crickadarn. People will see on the show when it airs. I walked down the hill. I showed you a little quick video of that. I actually went out to the moors where the attack happened. I couldn't find the exact spot. Okay. It was just a random spot. But in the moors, pretty much where you guys got dropped off. At the little crossroads.
Yeah, that was still sort of there, and you could tell where...
Oh, yeah, it's still exactly there. The sign was not real.
No.
But it's...
Well, no, in fact, it's funny because the sign was a kind of an amalgamation of this. Our production manager's name was Les Dilly, so he had a sign saying Les Shear, as it pointed as one of the... If you look at it going, wait a second, there's no place called Les Shear. Anyway, so...
Or Proctor.
It's nice to know that those areas are still there. We also used when we were at Windsor Castle to shoot a lot of that night stuff when it was raining and we're out there on the moors being attacked.
Yeah.
That was all in Windsor Castle area owned by the Queen, and we got permission to shoot out there.
Wow. Very cool.
Primarily because there was no other houses around, so you could pan in a 180 and you wouldn't see street lights, so that it made it very spooky to shoot on. And of course, we're in England. We have rain machines because it wasn't raining the nights that we were there. So we got to have it raining. Does it have to be raining? It's scarier when it's raining. Oh, okay, sure.
So basically, the 2 days it didn't rain in the UK that day. That month.
We're shooting
all the time.
Every time I'm there, it does.
It has. Although there was a drought there over the last few years, and I go, wait a second. So there'd be no rain, sunny every day? Come on, that's just not
the UK.
That's not England. No.
Well, the vibe of the little town there is exactly the same.
Oh, I'm sure.
I spent the time there, and like I said, I watched the entire film out on the moors.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah,
no, it's true. England, things don't change.
No.
And the people, you get into those remote sort of areas that you were out in Wales. No, it's like time stood still.
I don't know if you know this, but now where you film the interior of the slaughtered lamb, it's called the Black Swan.
Right.
It's in Surrey.
Yes.
We were there. I went to there also and talked to the people, and they told me that they set up and they decorate as the slaughtered lamb every Halloween. And we were planning to go, but of course there's no, the travel restrictions.
Right.
Yeah, we were going to go out there. I'm normally only out there for, I play drums, so I tour a lot, and that's why I ended up in the UK a lot. So.
What do you know?
Yeah.
That's interesting that the Black Swan would do that. Little did they know when they, let their pub be used on this movie that they'd be, referencing it all these years later.
Yeah. People now there, I bet now they get a lot of people coming from America.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, as you know, there on YouTube and places there are little helpful hints on go-to places when people go over and they want to do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Locations.
Yeah. There's lots of spots. So, how did the role of this come about? Because you were, I know you did the Disney haunted. What was it called? I'm sorry, the haunted something. The show you did for Disney in 19.
Oh, it was called the All Night Treasure Hunt, and then became Midnight Madness. Was the name of the movie. But no, really it was my Dr. Pepper commercials which brought me to the attention of John Landis, who had written the script and was looking to cast the two guys as quickly as he could so that he could get them over to Rick Baker's shop to do the preliminary makeup for the film. So I basically went in and met with John and had a very informal interview. We had a lot of laughs and talk, and I said, it felt like it was going well. He gave me the script, said, read this screenplay and call me tomorrow and tell me what you think. Oh, wow, this is unusual, which I did. Read it, called him the next day, so do you want to be a werewolf? It was really that simple.
Wow.
That's so awesome.
Did you have any inclination that Dr. Pepper would have an issue with the script or with?
Well, no, that's certainly been reported and written in different, areas of like they took exception with the fact, but that's really not the case. What happened was I was just ready to move on. I'd been with Dr. Pepper for 4 years. We had a fantastic relationship. I just thought it was time from my own career, being so identified with a product, to just try to venture out and move in another direction. So it was really my choice to part ways. I think as I look back on it, and there were some of these years where I was going, man, I should have probably parlayed that for a 10-year gig, but it was my own decision going after 4 years going, I think I'd had enough. But, like anything, these companies love you to be successful in another venue so they can use it. So I don't think they would have taken exception to it.
Okay. The way Dick Clark kind of asked, he kind of was like, oh, it's nothing to be embarrassed that you're making a living out of commercials. You had to kind of look on your face like maybe it clicked right at that moment, like this is not what I'm going to do for my career.
No, it was like Dick Clark's, he's such a good guy. He was such a wonderful person to be involved with. And I later I did his game show, the $25,000 Pyramid. I did his Rockin' New Year's Eve, Dick Clark's New Year's Eve party I did. So I got a chance to be with his company, who would always produce these shows, for a couple of times, and he was always so nice.
Wow, very cool.
And you still like Dr. Pepper?
Oh, what's not to like? Yes, certainly. On occasion, a hot day, 23 flavors of whatever it is they say. We were 10, 2, and 4. There were all these different numbers that we played off. It was just like, once a pepper, always a pepper.
Anybody watching this show should know, this shouldn't be a spoiler. If you haven't seen American Werewolf in London yet, then you're really not our friends, so I have to put it that way. So I'm going to throw a spoiler out there. So even though you die at the end of the movie.
I do? Spoiler!
Yes.
Spoiler alert.
Was there ever any talk, or did you ever hear any rumors or talk about a part 2?
Yes, there was certainly, we were contracted to do another film if it was their option. The option was never, picked up, but and John certainly, toyed with the idea of writing one even years later in terms of how he would reintroduce our characters, older, going back and rediscovering, maybe taking, in a time travel. There was all kinds of different ideas. Then there's the notion of a prequel. There was, a number of different possibilities, but none of them really came to fruition. They were very happy with the way the film was just sort of standing on its own, and that's the way it was.
Have you heard of any remakes potentially?
There was certainly talk about a remake being involved that John was going to be involved in. I'm not sure that that's still in the works, and I have to say I was initially going, why would you do a remake? Come on, go find your own project. Yeah. But in actual fact, I think that what it would certainly promote would be our film, because people would say, did you see the original? If you see a remake, yeah, but you got to see the original, which would keep it, on people's shelves as far as DVDs that you have to take a look at. So I think it would just keep the notion alive and for another generation. So I don't really have a real problem with it. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Okay. So Seinfeld. How was the cast like? How were they to work with?
Well, when I did the episode, it was an early on, and I think it was possibly their second season. It wasn't a runaway hit by any means. They were still, it was very fun, very nice, but they weren't the big hit that it became, certainly. And to this day, being one of the, syndicated shows that you see so often, we were like season 2 of them, and it was very early on, and I think they were just still hoping to become a favorite of the network. And it was a hard sell initially.
That's hard to believe.
I know it is.
Yeah.
As a show that's so iconic, but again, they were struggling to establish themselves back when I was doing it.
I can't remember if there was any scenes with Kramer. Did you meet him?
Oh, well, certainly he wasn't. But you know how I knew them and how I knew Larry David was there was a show called Fridays, which I don't know if you're familiar with.
No.
But it was sort of ABC's version of Saturday Night Live. And so they did a live broadcast of a show with a regular cast on Friday nights on ABC Live. And in the cast was Larry David and Michael Richards was also a member of that cast. So that's where I got to meet him initially. That was just a few years before. And that's where I think Larry met Michael and brought him on to do Seinfeld.
Wow, okay, so that kind of answers another question I had. One of the episodes of Seinfeld, they take Jerry and they hook him up to a lie detector test and ask him if about Melrose Place. So I was curious if he was maybe actually a big Melrose Place fan, and that's why he asked you, because you did Melrose Place.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was a very popular show, so, you know, I think that was just probably the reason for that.
Okay.
They had some crazy ideas, and you know, it's one of those shows where I had read where Seinfeld wasn't so successful abroad because of all the, you know, it was so indigenous to American, you know, social, all the in jokes, and you really needed to be American to appreciate Seinfeld, but it's still done well.
Yeah.
You know, internationally, but initially they didn't quite understand all the jokes.
So, how was Clint Howard to work with?
Ice Cream Man.
Yeah.
Oh, an Ice Cream Man? Clint's fine. You know, he's a fun guy. You know.
He always plays such a kooky
Well, that's
character.
the thing.
Yeah.
That's such a kooky little movie. And the idea, like any of these like little horror spoofs, that who would ever buy an ice cream from this truck coming down the street? Going, that's the last place you want to send your kids going, hey, look, the Ice Cream Man's here. Well, not that Ice Cream Man. And so it was, you know, a small film. Some people find it very funny, and I'm glad you mentioned it. Clint's a really good guy.
We can't believe that you don't have a photo over there with the ice cream cone with your head on it.
I know, I don't know what happened. In fact, I had a cone. I had my own very own cone.
Really?
Yeah, that was made. And, you know, it glows in the dark in a black light. It was really kind of neat. But, yeah, somewhere in the course of my travels, I lost my cone. I lost my Ice Cream Man cone. Wow. And I don't have a ton of stuff from that. But, you know, again, it was sort of a smaller movie. Didn't expect. But over the last couple of years, people come up and go, what have you got from Ice Cream Man? I go, I don't know, but I'm going to have to get some, I guess.
You've been in so many, you know, great TV shows. It's probably not a huge deal to you, but how does it feel to have a Twilight Zone episode on your resume?
Oh, well, you know, that's a show that, you know, was an iconic, the original, of course.
The original,
yeah. And the fact that they tried to do it again, it was just fun to be associated with, just, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yours was in the late 80s. It was 85.
Well, okay. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
And again, it was just fun to be associated with such an iconic show.
Very cool, very cool. Yeah. So on Body Bags.
Yes.
How was the production on that? First of all, when you saw the script, did you have any hesitations about getting your ass kicked by Louis Skolnick from Revenge of the Nerds?
Well, you know, just to be associated with John Carpenter, I wanted to be in a John Carpenter film, and they approached me and said, we've got this part, and, you know, we're doing this trilogy and trying to explain how that whole show is going to be developed. So this was just an episode, basically, kind of an episode of Body Bags. And I went, yeah, cool, and you'll be the suspected killer of this thing. And so because John Carpenter was associated with it, I just said, of course, whatever. And, you know, meeting Robert Carradine, who was playing that part, was fun, and we tried to work it out ourselves. We didn't have a stunt coordinator. And, you know, we both survived our little brawl in the garage.
Nice.
Stunt coordinator.
Yeah. So I haven't gotten to see the American Horror Story because you did the 1984 version, because I'm actually a filmmaker, and a film I just finished was shot to look as if it was shot in the 70s. So
cool.
I can't watch those revisionist styles because I'll accidentally steal it when I'm editing. So I've had to wait. Now I'm finished with the movie, so I'm gonna get to see it probably this week. But what was that like? How was the?
Well, it wasn't a particularly big role. I thought it was, as it was described to me, it was a possibility of a recurring, you know, role, which is always interesting, particularly with a show like that was becoming quite a hit. And the fact that Lady Gaga was in the show, she was doing it for one season. I thought it was very courageous of her to just step in and become an actress, but she was very good, particularly good in that scene, and that's why I did it. But, hey, yeah, I get to meet Lady Gaga.
Yeah, very cool.
And she is extremely talented, and it was one of those things. As I said, the whole company was doing things and going places, and that show was going to continue. So it's like, why not take a chance?
Well, we were fortunate enough to be across the booth, so we saw how busy you've been all weekend. It's been pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's been really good. Oh, I see. I've got some people there too.
Yeah, I'm about to let you get out of here. I was just going to ask you one more thing, and,
sure.
and that's what you have coming up that we can look forward to.
Well, hopefully, we can put this pandemic behind us, because certainly this year, like for everybody in so many ways, Hollywood has been sort of closed, and there are things on the back burner, projects that I've been associated with and trying to develop. And hopefully we'll get a chance to do that in the near future.
Very cool. Well, we'll let you get back to your fans.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks so much.
so much for coming.
My pleasure. Say hi to all your fans.
Right on.
Take care.
Thank you.
Take care.
Happy Halloween. Welcome to the 85 Grave Show, you guys.
Happy Halloween.
October 31st. And
Okay.
It's the full moon. It's the blue moon. Which means, the second full moon of the month. It's not actually blue.
So how perfect is this?
I know.
And it's a Saturday.
And it's a Saturday.
And we got we spent all year trying to get this
Interview.
American Werewolf in London stuff. Yeah, like not just the interview, but mainly the interview. Right? Because it was like forever. Like the convention got shut down twice.
Yeah. Days of the Dead.
Days of the Dead. Oh, and I said at the convention, I said I would admit how we got the booth. So I showed up first in the morning at like 8 in the morning as soon as they opened the doors. Mm-hmm. And they had the nameplates on each thing. And I'm not going to say who I did it to, but I had to switch somebody out so that we would be right next to David Naughton. I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Somebody got screwed.
Hey, what can you do?
You hooked it up. Good job.
You should see the stuff I do when I'm filmmaking.
Somebody had to get screwed. It might as well have been that person.
I guess.
They didn't want to interview him.
Yeah, they were just going to,
Oh, that just turned off, just so you know.
Off?
Yeah, I can't see the thing.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So, American Werewolf in London is one of my favorite all-time films definitely of all time. That very beginning scene, the part of them coming down the hill.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the entire part.
So scary.
East Proctor. That's just the best. To me, that's the best werewolf movie of all time. I mean, Silver Bullet's awesome.
Yeah, that's hard. That's hard to say, but this is about American Werewolf in London, so.
This is my favorite one of all time. I love Silver Bullet as well, but American Werewolf in London definitely my favorite of all time.
Yeah.
And it's mainly because of that beginning scene. Then, of course, throughout the movie, his recurring nightmares of Jack and the Nazi zombies coming in and cutting the lady's throat and shooting him, and it's a fucking crazy movie.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
So cold there.
Yeah. Oh, God. So when we were out there, it was the same month. It was exactly 40 years later, though. It was February of 2020 that we were in the United Kingdom. It's actually in Wales where that was filmed, where all the moors and the East Proctor, quote-unquote East Proctor. Mm-hmm. So
just
it was the
rainy
same month.
And cold and just...
Yeah, snow, sleet, you name it. And they filmed in February.
Yeah.
So it was exactly 40 years later. So I have an idea of how fucking cold it was. I can't imagine being on a film set in those conditions, but now they're pros. And David Naughton was just insanely cool. One of the first things when I got there in the morning, they were saying, like, because they had him in kind of, I mean, it's not really in the back in a corner, but a lot of people would complain about that. They want to be right by the door and all that. Mm-hmm. And the guy was like, man, he's like, every time we have David Naughton here, was one of the convention workers, He's like, they always put him back in a corner somewhere, and he never complains. He's always the coolest guy about it. He never complains about anything. And he's like, we should have him up, up front or whatever. And I was thinking, like, shit, they're gonna move him,
right?
And they're gonna move him back over to where we were originally supposed to be.
Yeah.
Which was just another corner on the other side of the convention, But that says a lot about him.
Yeah, he's so cool.
He was super cool.
I can't believe he did that interview. He's so nice.
Yeah, it was.
That was so cool. I was all nervous.
I was too, and we were across from him all weekend.
Yeah.
And
he was constantly having signings and pictures.
Yeah, he was busy. A lot of people love that guy, which I see why now.
He's so nice and friendly.
Super cool, super cool. And to have him in our studio.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not wearing my headphones. I was wondering what sounds weird.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, me either. I was like, man, I can't hear myself.
It's Halloween.
Say, he wore these last time, so.
So it's got David Naughton ear wax on it.
I got werewolf DNA on me now. But I talked to him about how we went out there to the real town is called Crickadarn, where what's called East Proctor.
Yeah.
But man, we went everywhere. We went into the interior of the slaughtered lamb was in Surrey, which is just outside of London, or I guess it's technically part of London. We went in there, and the people in there were super cool. What really sucks is that the girl there told us that they dress up the interior as the slaughtered lamb every Halloween. So right now, maybe not because of all the lockdown bullshit, but
yeah, is that going on over there still?
Well, it is in other parts of in Europe. So I would imagine they're hit with it too. But we were gonna go out there just for the Halloween, the dress up of the slaughtered lamb, the interior, because the exterior was a different building, obviously, the one in Crickadarn in Wales.
Right.
So again, I had to get in that rental car, drive 4 fucking hours. It was terrible. Our friend Tess was with us, and she has to suffer through my my driving.
She had fun.
Yeah, but it wasn't. I was obsessed with getting this one. I tried to get it last year, remember? And we had another tour that ended in England.
Yep.
But I didn't have enough time at the end of the tour.
Yeah.
And I was sick, so I was like, I had cotton bronchitis that year.
Right.
Which
Yeah. Fuck
happens
that.
to me a lot in Europe. So we didn't get out there, but this time I was obsessed with getting out there and did it. Got it.
Killed it.
I can't even explain how I didn't want to leave there. I actually watched the movie. I said this in the interview already, but I actually watched the movie on the moors where the attacks happened.
Yep.
And it was windy and snowy. It was just crazy.
So scary.
Yeah, and walking down that hill into the city where they, or into a little village, you could feel it. It's like I could feel the vibe, like being in the movie. And maybe that's what us film location hunters are really seeking. We're just trying to get into the movie, and out there, I was in the movie. We were in it.
Yeah, for sure.
Went to the moors at night. Went to Crickadarn at night. I spent like 2.5 days out there. I didn't want to leave. Right. If I had 2 weeks after that tour, I would have spent 2 weeks out there.
Yeah, for sure.
You couldn't have got me out of there.
I know.
It was super cool. But yeah, the movie itself is, I guess we're not going to try to get too far into it because...
If y'all haven't seen that, go watch it.
Yeah, you got to watch it.
That's all I can say.
And don't bother with American Werewolf in Paris.
The sequel?
Yeah, I don't know if that's really considered the sequel. It's not. Even when I asked David Naughton if there was other, he never mentioned it.
Right.
I didn't want to ask him about it, but I was maybe a little curious if he's ever bothered watching it, but I doubt it. And he would never probably say nothing bad anyway, but...
No, he's too nice. He's really nice.
Yeah, that one sucked. We have it, though. We have the VHS over there in our Blockbuster.
Blockbuster.
Yeah. So, such a great werewolf movie. Those 80s, like the werewolf transformation is...
It's insane.
It's classic. It's a classic.
Sure
Absolutely.
is.
So, being out there, though, that I can't say enough about how awesome it was to just be in East Proctor and be on the moors and be inside the slaughtered land. You know, that's a hard one. It's easy to get film locations in the U.S., but a lot of people aren't gonna.
Yeah.
Even if you get into London, getting to actual Wales from London, I mean, it's a journey. It's a real journey.
Yeah.
And I was at the end of a tour of I don't remember how long that tour was, but it was most of January.
Oh my God.
And I was totally, you can tell in the video, I was just like, I hadn't slept in days. You know, we're on the tour bus, but, you know, it's kind of hard to sleep.
Yeah, it's not like real sleep.
It is. It's okay, but
yeah,
especially towards the end, it's, you know,
you're a
I was
trooper.
shot. Yeah, and plus I was freezing, but I didn't care. I was so excited out there.
Yeah.
I've never done any kind of speed or cocaine or nothing, but that's probably
You're
what it
missing
feels
out.
like. I don't think so. I think I know
Coke
what
is
it feels
awesome.
like. Yeah, is it? Hey.
It was back in the day.
Yeah.
I haven't done it in a long ass time.
I've never tried it, but maybe I'll get to that before our journey is over. You can get me what do you call it? Exposed.
Dabbled. I tried it.
Yeah.
Gotta experiment a little bit, you know.
Maybe we could. There's a movie that I think I'm pretty sure Julie's in it. Julianne Prescott, who's a good friend of ours, and she's in our movie Hell Nurse. She's in a movie called Werewolves or Cocaine and Werewolves.
Oh fuck yeah, I gotta
Remember
see
that? Yeah, I don't know if they've finished it or if they've released it or what yet.
Yeah.
But I fucking have
That
to
sounds
see
cool.
that. Yeah, just the name alone.
Yeah.
You know, because there was another one that we watched called what was it? Werewolves on Wheels.
That was horrible.
It was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
There was
Trying
literally
to forget that one.
It was literally like they just followed like a real biker gang around, and then in the end they got a little bit werewolfy. But for that title, you know, if you're gonna put werewolf in the title, there better be some fucking werewolves.
Yeah, that movie sucked. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, hopefully everyone will enjoy, you know, those film locations and the interview, because that's where, you know, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of goodies.
There's really not a lot for us to talk about with the movie other than...
And it's Halloween, so we're going to get back to like our festivities and everything, but we wanted to jump on and say hey and happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, happy full moon, happy blue moon.
Right.
And always remember, beware the moon.
Yes, and watch American Werewolf in London.
Definitely watch it.
Tonight or soon.
You should watch it tonight. You should be watching it instead of watching this bullshit.
Yeah, stop watching us.
Yeah,
and
turn
shout
us
out
off.
David Naughton.
If you ever see David Naughton, if you ever go to a convention and he's there, do yourself a fucking favor and go say what's up to him, because he is the coolest dude. And
he's so cool.
Yeah, he's awesome, man. I got to throw up some pictures that we took with him.
Yes.
I showed him, I got a picture with my werewolf tattoo on the top of my head.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So.
You can just tell his vibe. He's just so cool with his fans all day, throughout all those 3 days.
Super hospitable.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
And
we didn't deserve him.
I know, man. That's how it felt. It's like, man, he came and sat in our booth, you know.
We were like wiping everything down with the Lysol wipes because of this like COVID stuff. We weren't sure, like
trying to take care of him, you know.
Yeah, we didn't deserve him. He was really cool.
Yeah, that was a fun time though. That was actually our first. We've been scheduled to be at a few conventions, but everything started getting shut down. So this is actually the first one we've ever got to do, and we took our whole setup down there, and they'll see that in the interview.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
And like we had to share a mic, so of course I'm like,
that's
I couldn't.
Yeah, that's the thing I was gonna say.
You guys aren't gonna hear me and probably make fun of that, but whatever.
Yeah, people were, before you talk any shit. Not only did we have to, me and Lauren had to share a mic, and I had to steal her headphones because I run, you know, I'm monitoring the audio as it's going. So if it shuts off or something, I need to know.
Yeah.
So I had to have the headphones. So she was sitting there, and plus I'm the one that had all the questions, really, you know?
Yeah. Like you were good, but I couldn't hear anything. Even though it looks like I am sitting right next to you guys. But the convention was pretty like loud in the background. Like I just could not hear you guys.
People say some of the stupidest shit. So they're like, "Well, come you never let her talk?" Like, what the fuck you mean? I don't let her talk.
I can talk if I want to.
Yeah, believe me, she wears the pants in this relationship.
No, I'm like shy, you guys. I don't know. I mean, I will talk though.
Yeah,
I will talk, but like you had your questions laid out. And
we were trying to be. He's the first person we've ever interviewed. We got a couple of other interviews. We did the Linnea Quigley when we released that. Well, there's another one that we'll put out here in probably a week or two.
Oh yeah.
That we got of somebody else.
Yeah.
But we were trying to let him get back to his booth because he had a line of people and he's losing money by sitting there with us.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
You know?
he charges for signatures and pictures, and
Yeah,
he was.
everybody does.
Yeah, I mean, of course. Yeah, not just him.
Yeah, and then he's, over there with us giving his time, and he gave a long interview, which
Yeah.
they already seen it by now. And
I think he would have still gone longer, but I think we were just trying to make sure we hurried up
because we can cut
we
it
can
up.
drag on sometimes.
I had way more shit to talk to him about.
You could have talked to him for years.
Yeah, I tried to get that stuff out of the way, during the convention, but I didn't want to bother him too much then either. I don't want him to think I was like crazy, make him uncomfortable,
Yeah.
Because it probably seems weird to have somebody come up to you and be like, "Hey, man, here's a picture of me at this location of this movie you did." That would be like somebody coming to me and saying, "Hey, man, remember a concert you played? Yeah, however long ago. Look, here's me on the stage." I'd be like, "All right, this dude's about to stab me in the neck."
Right. You'd be like, cuckoo. Yeah.
So I tried to, to keep it to a minimum. He's
used to probably weird fans and everything. I don't know.
Maybe, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe not to this extent.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
You were good. Yeah, you weren't that crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't help it, man. That's what I'm at that's what we're doing this for. That's why we even do this, is to find other people who are just as crazy as us.
Yeah.
Like the Guts dudes and a couple of the Witch Finger girls and just a couple, there's people, and then everybody at the conventions, man. We had some of the coolest conversations with some of the people at the conventions.
Cool.
Yeah. It was really, really cool. So we're going to definitely be doing more of those. If you see us coming to somewhere near you, please come by and say what's up to us. We don't sell shit. We just want to mingle and talk with people and take pictures with us and bullshit around. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Let us know if there's any cool horror conventions coming to your city too.
Yeah.
And let us know and maybe we'll try to come out there.
Yeah, we plan to hit a lot of them in 2021. Mm-hmm. So we got a film to promote. We have a magazine to promote, sinistermagazine.com.
Yup.
Or is it sinistermag.com? We'll look
Fired.
it up. I'll put it up on the screen.
Nice plug.
I know, right? What an asshole I am. So we have some stuff to promote, but we don't sell nothing at the booth or anything.
Yeah.
Maybe the Hell Nurse booth, but that won't be the 85 Grave booth. The Hell Nurse booth will.
Right, that'll be separate. Something different maybe.
But even still, just come and say what's up to us.
Or it could be combined, whatever.
Yeah. Either way, we got a lot of conventions to hit this year. So.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Yes. So.
It's going to be good.
All right. Well, happy Halloween
again. Happy Halloween.
Happy Blue Moon.
Blue Moon / full moon.
Yes. Blue Moon, full moon.
Enjoy.
Halloween moon, Saturday moon.
Even though Halloween's a little weird this year, but it's been good. It's been good.
It's been a busy week, busy month for us.
Yeah.
This is like the 4th thing we've put out in a month, which is,
Yeah. We're trying to be,
Well, we always try, but we'll see. So, all right. Well.
Have a great night, you guys.
Have a good night. Have a great Halloween. Hope the Halloween was cool. Hope you didn't let this fucking shutdown ruin your night. Mm-hmm. But this shit's almost over.
After the election,
yeah. As soon as that's over, everything will be back.
Right.
So.
All right, y'all. Peace out.
Peace.